Hey guys, I'm a Forester here, and if you followed my channel for a while, you know that I bought a new pistol a couple of months ago, the Walther PPQ in 45 ACP. I've shown it to you in a couple of videos. One was like an initial unboxing or initial look at the gun, just to let you know that I had it. The other was what I called Shoot Like a Pro, and it was after I came back from the range, and needless to say, I was very pleased with how it shot. So I haven't given you my full impressions of the gun and a final review of it for one reason, and that's because I haven't had the chance to carry it on me in an EDC fashion. But a couple of things have changed. The weather's cooler. We're going to have frost, I think, this weekend, so I am wearing an overcoat, which allows me to conceal the gun better. And the other thing is I have a holster to carry it in. Now, I'm a big fan of RGrizzle's holsters, and you can just Google RGrizzle leather perhaps and come up with his website. Maybe he'll comment on this video. I've ordered 2 holsters from him before, and I ordered a 3rd holster from him for this particular gun. Well, he's very busy. He has about a 10-week backlog, and the holster finally came in a couple of weeks ago, so I've been able to carry it for the last couple of weeks. I haven't carried it every day because I'm not always wearing a coat that covers it. But I have carried it when possible. I'm carrying it today, and I'm going to go to the range again today and just refresh my memory on how it shoots before I make a final video. But I'm going to pan down and I'm going to let you see how I carry it. There we go. And so I'm right-handed, so I carry it right here. I carry it behind the hip. Okay, and I don't think you'd be able to see it, especially with this coat, but this is the Georgia Snap, as Ryan calls it, outside the waistband. I'm going to take it off and I'm going to give you a closer look at it. But I did order one other thing from him, and that's an extra mag carrier. And it snaps on the belt just like the holster. Alright, I'm going to take it off and then take the holster and the mag carrier off just to be clear, and then give you a closer look. Okay, here we are at the tabletop where you can get a better look and feel for this holster and mag carrier, and I'll go over the reasons why I bought this particular style of holster. Starting with, why did I buy leather? Well, I just love the look, the feel, even the smell of leather, more so than Kydex and maybe other synthetic materials. Leather just, I think, has a look and feel of class, and so that's why I went with leather. But why did I go with this particular style that fastens outside the waistband on your belt with these clasps? And this is a large gun, and so when I review the gun I'll talk a little bit more about that. But it's a large gun and I'm not going to be carrying it. I do want to carry it as my EDC primarily in the winter months, but I'm not going to be carrying it all day long. It would be a very rare day when I could snap this to my belt and carry it all day long. So I need a gun and a holster that I can put on and take off easily. I have one other gun, my Ruger SP101, that I carry in a Galco paddle holster, and it serves that purpose. I use it primarily as a truck gun, so when I leave in the morning I can put it on my belt, and then when I get where I'm going I can take it off and leave it in the truck. And I will say there's a pro and a con in comparing these 2 holsters, the Galco with this Georgia Snap. The paddle holster does go on and off more easily. This takes a little bit of effort to get it on, primarily feed it up through the behind the belt and snap it. So that takes a little bit of effort. Now I will say it's still fairly stiff, and so it hasn't broken in yet, but it takes a little more effort. Not so much taking it off, but a little bit more in putting it on. So that's advantage to the paddle holster. But the pro for this Georgia Snap is that it's more secure on my belt. The paddle holster is a little bit loose, and so I wouldn't do anything crazy. I wouldn't run with it or anything like that, and I probably am not going to run with this one either, but it does feel more secure on my belt. So there's a pro and a con for you. Now I did want to go over the quality of the holster, and this is very high quality. Okay, has excellent retention. The gun is loaded, so I'm not going to demonstrate that, but it does have excellent retention. It's not going to come out. In fact, I'm still breaking it in, but when I first got it, it was so tight that I would have to put my thumb right here behind the slide when I pushed it into the holster, because if I didn't, the slide would stick back probably about a ½ inch. But right now, I don't have to do that. In fact, let me demonstrate. I can just push it in and the slide doesn't move at all. So it has excellent retention. I'm not sure, but I think this right here might be the key point that snaps into that trigger guard and retains the gun. But it's fairly tight overall. Now, I'll give you a close-up of the stitching. All these edges are chamfered. The stitching is high quality. There's no rough edges anywhere at all. Two key things is that trigger covered, and you can see it definitely is, both sides. And that's particularly important with this gun because this has a very light trigger pull, probably under 5 pounds. So that trigger is covered. You don't have to worry about any accidental discharges. Other thing I look at is, does this flap right here come up and totally cover the slide? And it does. There might be just a hair sticking out over the slide, but it covers most of it. You know, that's just important to me from preventing any contact with my skin or maybe a wet shirt if I'm sweating. All the edges are chamfered, and this down here around the slide is actually rounded and molded to fit around the slide. I don't know if that bears any weight as the slide seats, but it does look good, looks cool. You can see the stitching is high quality. There's a good look at it right there. And then I wanted to go over these snaps in particular because there's two types of snaps. There's this snap right here, and this has a particular name to it which I don't recall, something like pull the dot. But I can show you right here, there's a difference if you get a close-up right here with this snap that's not on this one. And the end result is you have to put this on, this first snap right here, in a particular way. And I push here and then forward for it to go on. This one goes on a lot more easily. And I'm not sure the purpose of that. Maybe Ryan can comment if he sees this video. But it is two different types of snaps, and they are very secure. Alright, I'm going to set that down and move on to the mag carrier. This mag carrier I got to match the Georgia Snap. It does make it a little more bulky. Everything's the same as far as quality of the edges being very smooth. This flap right here comes up and covers the whole mag. And I did get this to where the rounds are pointing forward. The way I would reload my gun, I would want the rounds forward. Made in Italy. That's the mag, not the holster. That was made in Georgia. And I think I mispronounced Ryan's town in an earlier video. I said Dahlonega, and someone corrected me and said it's Dahlonega. But to be honest, I think Dahlonega sounds a lot cooler. So I'm going to keep saying Dahlonega. But anyway, this is, I have another mag carrier that Ryan made for me, and it just has a slot to where the belt feeds through it. I actually like that a lot better. This is a little more bulky. But hey, this is going to be, probably I'll only wear this when I'm at the range, so it's not going to matter that much. But this is the third holster that Ryan's made for me. I really like his work, and I'd highly recommend him to everybody out there. You'll have to wait a little while, probably 10 weeks or so, but you'll get a high quality holster when it does come in. Y'all take care, and stay tuned for a review of the Walther PPQ.